Isn't it fascinating how, as we age, we often feel like we've got things figured out? We've navigated decades of life, raised families, built careers, and faced countless challenges. We might even feel healthier than some of our younger counterparts. But what if I told you there are certain quiet, almost invisible habits, ones you might not even realize you're doing, that are actually chipping away at your vitality and potentially shortening your precious years? Especially once you cross that wonderful milestone of 70. It's a painful reality that we can be our own worst enemies, not out of malice, but simply out of habit, convenience, or even a lack of awareness. Many of these aren't dramatic life choices, but subtle patterns woven into the fabric of our daily routines. They don't announce themselves with flashing lights or loud alarms. Instead, they operate silently, often under the radar, slowly but surely impacting our longevity and quality of life. In this conversation today, we're going to gently uncover 7 of these surprising habits that, after 70, might be quietly working against your best interests. We'll explore why they matter and, more importantly, what simple, empowering adjustments you can make to turn things around. So, settle in, because you'll want to watch to the very end for something that will truly surprise you. Now, let's gently ease into our first discovery, one that might seem innocent enough on the surface, but holds a surprising power to quietly shorten your vibrant years. It's the subtle habit of too much sitting and not enough purposeful movement. Think about it after a lifetime of activity, of rushing around, of work and errands. The idea of finally sitting back and relaxing can feel like a well-deserved reward. And indeed, rest is vital. But for many of us, especially as we pass 70, that comfortable chair or sofa can become a little too inviting, a little too much like a second home. We might spend hours watching television, reading, or just enjoying the quiet, without realizing that our bodies, incredibly resilient as they are, thrive on movement. When we spend too much time sitting, our muscles, particularly those large, powerful ones in our legs and glutes, begin to weaken and atrophy. This isn't just about feeling a bit weaker. It impacts everything from our balance and stability, making falls more likely, to our metabolism. Our bodies become less efficient at processing sugars and fats, which can lead to higher blood sugar levels and increased risk of heart issues. Circulation slows down, meaning less oxygen and nutrients are delivered to our cells. And waste products aren't cleared away as effectively. It's like a quiet slowdown of your internal engine. The good news, and this is where the empowerment comes in, is that purposeful movement doesn't mean running marathons or joining a high-impact gym class. Unless that's what truly brings you joy, it simply means finding ways to gently incorporate more activity into your day. Could you stand up and stretch during commercial breaks? Could you take a short stroll to the end of your driveway or around your garden a few times a day? Even walking a few extra steps when you go to the kitchen or bathroom, or doing some gentle chair exercises while you watch your favorite show, can make a profound difference. The key isn't exertion, but consistency and breaking up long periods of sitting. Just a few minutes every hour can re-engage your muscles, boost circulation, and send a positive signal to your body that it's still needed, still vibrant, still alive. Moving on from how we move, or sometimes don't move, let's consider what we put into our bodies. Our second habit, one that can subtly chip away at our longevity, is relying a little too heavily on comfort foods instead of truly nutrient-rich ones. Now, who doesn't love a warm slice of pie, a plate of biscuits, or a hearty casserole that reminds them of home? These foods carry a deep emotional resonance, linking us to cherished memories and providing a sense of warmth and security. And there's absolutely a place for enjoyment and nostalgia in our diets. The challenge arises when these comforting, often highly processed or sugar-laden, options become the primary staples, pushing out the fresh, Vibrant foods our aging bodies truly crave and desperately need. As we get older, our metabolism tends to slow down, and our bodies become less efficient at absorbing certain nutrients. This means that every bite counts even more. When we fill up on foods that are high in empty calories, things like excessive sugars, unhealthy fats, and refined carbohydrates, we're essentially starving our cells of the essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants they need to repair themselves, fight off inflammation, and maintain energy levels. You might find yourself feeling sluggish, experiencing more aches and pains, or even noticing your memory isn't as sharp, and it could be quietly linked to what you're choosing to eat. It's not about drastic deprivation, but about gradual, loving swaps. Can you add a handful of colorful berries to your breakfast cereal instead of extra sugar? Could you opt for a piece of grilled fish and a generous serving of steamed vegetables instead of a fried meal? Think about incorporating more lean proteins, like chicken or lentils, and embracing the rainbow of fruits and vegetables. Even simple changes, like choosing whole grain bread instead of white, or opting for water instead of sugary drinks, can flood your body with the goodness it's yearning for. It's about nourishing your internal garden, not just satisfying a craving. Ensuring that every meal is an opportunity to add life, not quietly diminish it. And speaking of nourishment, our third habit delves into something equally vital, not just for our bodies, but for our very spirits, the quiet tendency to neglect social connections and, perhaps without realizing it, to drift into isolation. It's natural as we age for our social circles to shift. Friends might move away, or sadly, pass on. Our roles as caregivers or busy professionals might diminish, leaving us with more time, but sometimes fewer immediate reasons to connect. It's easy to settle into a comfortable routine at home, especially if mobility becomes a concern or if energy levels aren't what they once were. But here's the quiet truth. Human beings are profoundly social creatures. Our brains and our bodies are wired for connection. When we become isolated, even if we tell ourselves we're enjoying the solitude, it can have surprisingly detrimental effects on our longevity. Loneliness isn't just a sad feeling. It's been shown to impact our physical health as much as smoking or obesity. It can lead to increased inflammation, higher blood pressure, a weakened immune system, and even accelerate cognitive decline. Our minds thrive on engagement, conversation, and the joy of shared experiences. It keeps our brains sharp, our spirits lifted, and gives us a sense of purpose and belonging. So, what's a gentle way to counteract this? It doesn't mean you need to be the life of every party. It can be as simple as a regular phone call with a sibling or a long-distance friend, sending a handwritten letter, or waving to a neighbor when you see them. Could you join a local book club, a walking group, or a senior center activity? Even a few minutes of meaningful interaction each day can make a world of difference. Consider volunteering for a cause you care about, which not only connects you with others, but also provides a profound sense of contribution. Remember, connection isn't about quantity, but quality. A few sincere relationships, maintained with genuine effort, are far more beneficial than a large but superficial social network. It's about opening your heart just a little, allowing the warmth of human connection to flow in, and in doing so, quietly adding vibrancy and years to your life. Following on from the vital topic of human connection, our fourth quiet habit, one that can subtly erode our well-being and longevity, is allowing stress and worry to become constant companions, almost like unwelcome house guests that never leave. Life, at any age, comes with its share of challenges, concerns about family, finances, or health. It's perfectly normal to experience stress in short bursts. Our bodies are actually designed to handle acute stressors, the kind that might have helped our ancestors escape a saber-toothed tiger. But the problem arises when stress becomes chronic, a low hum of anxiety that persists day after day, year after year. For many of us after 70, The perceived pressures might change, but the internal response often remains. Maybe it's worrying about grandchildren, or a loved one's health, or even just the daily news cycle. When our bodies are constantly in that fight or flight mode, even a low-level one, it unleashes a cascade of stress hormones like cortisol. Over time, elevated cortisol levels can wreak havoc. They can contribute to high blood pressure, inflammation, weakened immune function, and even impact our memory and cognitive abilities. It's like running your car's engine at high RPMs constantly. Eventually, something is bound to wear out faster. The beautiful news is that we have an incredible capacity to manage our internal landscape. It's not about eliminating stress entirely. That's simply not realistic. But about developing gentle strategies to process it and return to a state of calm. Simple practices like deep, slow breathing for just a few minutes a day can signal to your nervous system that it's safe to relax. Spending time in nature, even just sitting in your garden or a nearby park, can be incredibly restorative. Rediscovering or picking up a new hobby, whether it's knitting, painting, or tending to plants, can provide a wonderful distraction and a sense of accomplishment. Learning to gently set boundaries, saying no when you feel overwhelmed, or delegating tasks can also significantly reduce your burden. Remember, your peace of mind is an investment in your longevity. Nurturing it isn't selfish. It's an act of self-preservation that allows you to experience more joy and vitality in your golden years. Now, let's transition from the landscape of our minds to a fundamental aspect of our physical well-being, one that often gets overlooked as a luxury rather than a necessity. Our fifth quiet habit that can subtly shorten your life is dismissing the profound importance of quality sleep. You might find yourself saying, "I just don't need as much sleep as I used to," or "A few hours is plenty for me now." And while our sleep patterns can indeed shift with age, the fundamental need for restorative rest remains absolutely crucial. Sleep isn't just about lying down and resting your eyes. It's a powerhouse of activity for your body and brain. During deep sleep, your body repairs cells, consolidates memories, clears out metabolic waste from your brain, and balances crucial hormones. It's your body's nightly reset button, preparing you for the day ahead. When we consistently get insufficient or poor quality sleep, those vital processes are compromised. You might wake up feeling groggy, struggle with focus or memory recall, feel more irritable, or find yourself more susceptible to colds and flu. Chronic sleep deprivation has been linked to an increased risk of serious health issues, including heart disease, diabetes, and even cognitive decline. It's a silent stressor on your entire system. The great news is that improving your sleep doesn't require complex interventions. It often comes down to establishing a gentle, consistent routine. Try to go to bed and wake up around the same time each day, even on weekends. Create a peaceful sleep environment, a cool, dark, and quiet room. Wind down before bed with calming activities, reading a physical book, listening to soft music, or taking a warm bath. Avoid heavy meals, caffeine, and alcohol close to bedtime. If you find yourself struggling, perhaps talk to your doctor. Sometimes underlying conditions or medications might be playing a role. Prioritizing your sleep is one of the most powerful and often underestimated gifts you can give yourself, quietly adding years of clear-headed, energetic living to your future. As we continue our exploration of these quiet habits, let's turn our attention to something that many of us, perhaps out of stoicism or simply a desire not to bother anyone, tend to do. Our sixth habit that quietly shortens life is ignoring persistent aches and pains. Or worse, skipping those crucial regular doctor visits. It's easy to rationalize a new ache as just a part of getting older, or to put off that checkup because "I feel fine," or "it's too much trouble." We've all done it. But the reality is that our bodies, even after 70, are constantly sending us signals. A persistent cough, a new nagging pain that won't go away, unusual fatigue, or a change in digestion. These are not just minor annoyances. They are messages. When we dismiss these signals or delay seeking professional medical advice, we risk allowing easily treatable conditions to escalate or missing the early warning signs of something more serious. Many chronic conditions, from heart disease and diabetes to certain cancers, develop silently in their early stages. Regular checkups, including screenings and blood tests, are not just about finding problems, they're about preventing them. They give your doctor a baseline of your health, allowing them to spot subtle changes and intervene proactively. It's about maintenance, just like you would maintain a beloved car or home. Think of your doctor as your partner in wellness, someone who has the expertise to interpret your body's messages and guide you toward the best solutions. It doesn't mean you have to rush to the doctor for every minor sniffle, but it does mean developing a respectful relationship with your body and your healthcare team. If something feels truly off or persists longer than it should, pick up the phone. Being proactive, listening to your body's whispers before they become shouts, and staying engaged with your healthcare are profound acts of self-care that can make an enormous difference in both your quality of life and its duration. And finally, as we round out our discussion of these 7 quiet habits, let's reflect on something profoundly internal, yet incredibly impactful. Our 7th habit, one that can subtly diminish your years, is clinging to past grievances or nurturing a consistently negative mindset. We've all been hurt, disappointed, or treated unfairly at some point in our lives, and it's natural to feel those emotions. However, when we hold on to anger, resentment, or bitterness, allowing those feelings to fester and define our outlook, it creates a toxic internal environment. It's like carrying a heavy, invisible burden everywhere you go. This isn't just about feeling unhappy. The emotional weight of holding grudges or viewing the world through a consistently negative lens can have very real physiological consequences. Chronic negative emotions are stress inducers. They can keep your body in a state of elevated stress hormones, impacting your heart, your immune system, and even accelerating the aging process at a cellular level. It truly does steal your joy and your vitality. The remarkable power here lies in recognizing that forgiveness isn't necessarily about condoning someone else's actions. It's about freeing yourself from the grip of the past. It's a gift you give to yourself, cultivating a mindset of gratitude. Even for the smallest things, the warmth of a cup of tea, the beauty of a sunset, a kind word can profoundly shift your perspective. Practicing acceptance for what cannot be changed and focusing your energy on what you can influence allows for a greater sense of peace. Engage in positive self-talk, challenging those automatic negative thoughts. Surround yourself with people who uplift you. This isn't about being naive or ignoring reality. It's about choosing where you place your mental energy. By letting go of emotional baggage and consciously fostering an attitude of openness and optimism, you're not just improving your emotional well-being, you're literally adding lightness and longevity to your remaining years, allowing you to live them with greater joy and freedom. We've covered quite a journey together, haven't we? From the subtle dangers of spending too much time sitting and not enough time moving our incredible bodies, to the quiet toll that relying on comforting but less nutritious foods can take. We explored the deep human need for connection, understanding how isolation, even when seemingly comfortable, can inadvertently diminish our vitality. We also talked about the heavy burden that allowing chronic stress and worry to settle in can place on our physical and mental health. Then we delved into the crucial, often underestimated, role of quality sleep in repairing and rejuvenating our entire system. And we gently touched on the vital importance of listening to our bodies, of not ignoring those persistent aches and pains, and of staying connected with our doctors for regular checkups, seeing them as partners in our ongoing journey of wellness. Finally, we spoke about the profound freedom and health benefits that come from letting go of past grievances and cultivating a more positive, accepting mindset. It's a lot to take in, I know, but here's the most important takeaway. The reassuring truth I want you to hold on to: none of these habits are insurmountable. Not a single one. This isn't about shaming or guilt. It's about empowerment. It's about gently peeling back the layers to reveal truths that, once understood, give you immense power over your own health trajectory. Think of these not as strict rules, but as gentle invitations to reevaluate how you're living your days and to make small, loving adjustments. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Even the smallest step in a positive direction creates a ripple effect. Perhaps it's just standing up for an extra minute every hour, or adding one more serving of vegetables to your dinner plate, or making that phone call to a friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Maybe it's 5 minutes of quiet breathing to calm your mind, or setting a consistent bedtime for just one night a week. Perhaps it's finally booking that doctor's appointment you've been putting off, or simply choosing to smile at a stranger. Each of these tiny, intentional actions is a powerful affirmation that you are choosing life, choosing vitality, and choosing to honor the incredible gift of your body and mind. You've built a lifetime of wisdom and experience, and that wisdom can now be channeled into nurturing yourself in these later, precious years. Imagine the joy of feeling more energetic, more connected, more peaceful, and more in tune with your own body. These aren't just abstract concepts. They are tangible improvements that can profoundly enhance your quality of life, allowing you to truly thrive well beyond 70. Remember, age is just a number, but how you choose to live each day makes all the difference. Your golden years truly can be your most vibrant, filled with health, happiness, and continued discovery. This journey is yours, and every moment is an opportunity to make choices that serve your highest good. I truly hope this conversation has sparked some thoughts and given you some gentle inspiration. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Have any of these habits resonated with you? Are there others you found make a big difference in your own life? Please share your experiences and wisdom in the comments below. Your insights could be incredibly helpful and encouraging to someone else watching this right now. And if you found value in what we discussed today, if it sparked a flicker of possibility within you, please do give this video a gentle thumbs up. It helps more people find these important messages. And if you haven't already, consider subscribing to my channel. We're building a community here dedicated to living our best lives, full of vitality and joy, at every single age. Thank you for joining me today. Live your best life, cherish every moment, and remember, your potential for health and happiness continues to bloom, no matter your age.